My blood has been a little scratch I have, it bleeds.
Okay.
Yeah, I had open heart surgery 3 years ago.
That makes a lot of sense where you're feeling that heat in the chest area. I would really get on it if I was you. And I'm going to be honest with you because you'll find that this will extend your life a lot longer. And it would help clean out arteries that are still have some plaque in it. And so I would get on this. Now, you taking high blood pressure medicine?
No.
Well, then please get on the grapefruit and get on this. And you'll be around to see your great-grandchildren because this will keep your heart circulating, help clean your arteries out, and you see you'll do a lot better. 2 grapefruits a day, take about you can take a teaspoon of white boulevard, teaspoon of cayenne pepper, teaspoon of ginger, mix it all together, take a half a teaspoon 2 or 3 times a day, consume 2 grapefruits a day, and until it cleans your arteries out, and I think you'll be very pleased with that. Yes, ma'am. What if you have what?
What if people are on blood thinners?
Well, now, if you're on blood thinner, don't take ginger. Don't take ginger. Be careful with garlic. Those are blood thinners. And you don't, but definitely don't take any ginger if you're on blood thinner because it will thin your blood out too much. So just remember not to do that because you don't want your blood to get too thin. Yes.
Back to the knee, what kind of foods or herbs would have the collagen in that?
Comfrey.
Comfrey.
Comfrey would be excellent for that. What I would do for a person that has a bad knee problem, I would give them the treatment with that you saw here with the cabbage, and then I would also give them a DMSO rub. I'd rub that knee with olive oil and DMSO, and then I would put a comfort poultice on it to help rebuild the collagen back. Okay.
So you
Yes.
I want to ask you another thing. You got somebody that helps for cellulitis?
Cellulitis, yes. You know, I wrote a program for someone with cellulitis, and I have it in my computer. And I'd rather just give that, if you want, I can give that to you after the program.
I would like one too.
Okay, cellulitis. I have it. I brought it today because someone asked me about it, and so I just went ahead and made a copy of it in my computer, and I can give it to you after I finish. Yes?
What is DSMO?
DMSO is a liquid solvent, a solution they get from pine trees, the sawdust. The sawdust they extract from pine trees. And they use it in the pharmaceutical industry to make all kind of medicines out of it. And a lot of the commercial paint thinners use it for paint thinners, you know, and because it's a powerful solvent. It's water soluble. And what the medical system uses it for is to transport medicine from your skin into your bloodstream, like a nicotine patch. You take the nicotine, mix it with DMSO, put it on a piece of cloth, and stick it on your body. It takes the nicotine right into your bloodstream instead of you breathing it through your lungs. Same as a codeine patch, a morphine patch. So that's what they use it for, a solvent. You have to be very careful with it because it will transport chemicals into the blood. So if you put it on your body, you want to make sure your skin is free from all chemicals.
One more question.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to the heart again, AFib, will that be good for stopping an AFib?
It will. The cayenne pepper and the hawthornberry and ginger is what I would use for that. I sure would. That would be an excellent choice for that.
I have one question.
Could you?
Mm-hmm.
What if you're allergic to cayenne? Is there any alternative?
Yeah, just go to ginger. Just use ginger and hawthorn berries if you have a problem with cayenne. Now, don't mix cayenne up with red pepper.
Okay, right.
Red pepper is a spice.
Yeah.
Cayenne pepper is an herb. They look alike, they taste alike. You can't hardly tell them the difference. But if you take red pepper, it's going to irritate your stomach. It can cause you to have stomach ulcers and bleed. But African capsicum, what they call burst pepper, won't do that. They look just alike, and they taste alike, but they're not the same.
So you
Okay.
can put that in vegetarian capsules?
You can, yeah, you can put it in vegetarian capsules. Okay, now, this is white sugar. And this is one of my most favorite remedies right here for people with bed sores. And I'll try to give you an idea what I'm talking about. But I got this. If a person have a bed sore, any type of cancerous sore that have a hard time healing up, you take some white sugar, and honey and mix it together.
Equal parts?
Probably a little bit more sugar than honey, but you just want to make a paste out of it. And you mix that in real good. And see once I get that mixed in real good, I want something about like that right there. And I want to apply that. I want to pack the bed sore with this. Cover the wound up with this. Any type of cancerous wound, a breast cancer that will not heal, have an open sore, pack sugar in it. And the sugar and the honey. What the sugar and honey will do, it will debride and clean out the bed sore, the cancerous sore. It will clean it out. And it was totally disinfect the wound. And that's what you want. But this is a fantastic treatment for any type of bed sore or open wound that will not heal.
So if it debrides it, do you want to keep doing it, or do you do it?
You want to debride it until you get all the necrotic tissue out of it. Because the more necrotic tissue is left, the more chances it can set up an infection. So you definitely want to do that. Now, once it clean out all the necrotic fluids, it won't do anything. It'll just stop once you get to nothing but clean, healthy tissue. Now this one here is baking soda. Now with baking soda, doesn't matter how much you want to use it, depending on the area you're treating. And what you want to do with the baking soda, take some ice water, and it needs to be really cold. And mix it into your baking soda. A little bit more in there. You want it to be thick. This is what we call baking soda plaster. Anytime you have an acid burn, a chemical burn, this is the remedy you want to use. As you know, baking soda is one of the highest alkaline chemicals we have. Acid burn is throwing off a lot of acid. You want to neutralize that acid. You take that baking soda, like if you've been burned by gasoline or you've been burned by some kind of chemical, you just simply put the baking soda plaster, ice cold baking soda plaster. Cover the wound up with this. It takes the pain right out. It'll knock the pain right out. If a child pull a pot of hot scalding stuff on them, cover them with the baking soda. It will stop the burning pain immediately. It will neutralize the acid burn. And I know this firsthand. I was out burning trash one day and got tired and didn't want to do it, and so I just went in the shed, gonna get me some kerosene. I'm gonna worry about kerosene, and it don't burn like gasoline, y'all know that. So I just put a little kerosene in it and get the fire going. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. I picked up the gasoline and I threw it in the furnace, and it exploded and caught this hand. And it cooked this hand, and you can see it up close. It just roasted this hand almost. And I knew it was a 3rd-degree burn. So I just came in the house, I poured cold water on it, and then I went and got my baking soda and ice water, and I covered it with the baking soda. And if you know a third-degree burn, even though it stopped, later on it'll heat back up because it cooks from the inside out. And later up to the night, it'll start burning again. So I kept me a bucket of ice water sitting by my bed, and I just stick my hand out the bed in the ice water. And then I put the baking soda on it, and it healed up perfect. I just got a few little scars, that's all. And so I know it worked firsthand because I used it. I didn't even go to the doctor. So I really believe that God's remedy would work. Okay, any questions? I'm going through this pretty fast, yes.
Do you have anything that can help a person stay awake when they're always falling asleep?
Say it again.
Do you have any remedies to help one stay awake and feeling really tired?
Yeah, I work with narcolepsy. You know what that is? Yeah, I work with narcolepsy, and that's for people that they pull up to the stop sign and then they go on to sleep. They really got it bad. You know, stop light, they fall asleep. They sit in church in a way they just drip right on off. And so I put together the cayenne pepper. Yeah, I took the cayenne pepper, the ginger, and I took vitamin B3 niacin. And anyone know what B3 is? B3 give you the niacinamide flush or rush. So what I did is I mixed the cayenne, the ginger, and the B3 together, and I let a person take that throughout, and I mixed it in honey, and I let them take a teaspoon of that throughout the day, and it'll keep you awake. You will not go to sleep when you take it.
What about the opposite, when you can't sleep? Is there anything to that?
Yeah, I was going to do a wet sheet wrap, but I don't have it. We give them a steam bath, and then we do a wet sheet wrap and a massage, and we even can put them to sleep. We give them some herbs such as valerian, catnip, skullcap, and one really strong one for that would be soursop. Soursop, and we can put them to sleep like that, so sure can. I'm not going to destroy this pineapple, but right here, if I would cut this here, just right off the bar, right here, and I cut a piece off all the way down, and then I would take that and lay that over a lump, a tumor, and wrap that like you seen we did there. And it will burn a hole in the skin and pull the tumor right out. It will only do the little small tumors, not the large ones that I showed you yesterday. The little small ones about the size of a bean, it will pull those out. Like a lot of women have, some women have some little lumps under the arm, lymph glands, it will pull that out. And it's real good for those little lymph glands, nodules in the lymph gland, it'll pull it out. Right here is egg. It's another wonderful remedy. And what I do with this is I break this open, I separate the yellow from the yolk. I can't ever get that right, so I'm going to say the yellow from the clear. And then I take a piece of cloth, piece of napkin. I take a piece of napkin after I separate it. And what I do is I take it and I smear the white of the egg on top of the napkin. And then I take that and I lay that over the eyes like that. You do not put the eggs right on the skin. You cover it up with the napkin. You put a layer over the egg. You follow what I'm saying? So you don't want to lay the egg right next to your eyes because it'll stick. And then kind of glue your eyes together, so you don't want that. But if you put it right over there and leave it on for 2 or 3 hours, it'll take all the redness and burning out your eyes. Now, where I learned this here is from the people that go slow skiing. They suffer from what they call it? Sunburn. They call it something else though. Where they glare from the sun,
Rosacea?
It blinds them, it temporarily blinds them where they can't see. And so you put the egg white poultice on that, it draws all the inflammation out. And it really is very soothing to the eyes. So just the egg white treatment is what most of your famous sleep scopes use for pulling out that type of inflammation in the eyes.
Does that work when you have allergies and your eyes are red?
Actually, the lemon juice and honey works better for that. This is really what, like I say, it gets real bright reflection from the sun on the snow, and it's
Snow blindness.
Snow blindness, that's the one I wanted.
Is that also probably good for well birds?
Yes, it would. Anything like that where it's a reflection, bright reflection, it will help that. Okay, now the next one is, and I'm not going to make it up because I don't have a picture, but this is the grape juice, 100% grape juice, the blackstrap molasses, the apricots, and I'm going to go back through these here, the wild cherry concentrate, dried prunes, and dried raisins. This is a iron tonic for people that are anemic and they want to build up their RBC or red blood count. Grape juice is very high in natural iron. Blackstrap molasses, we all know, is extremely high in blackstrap and iron. And also sodium calcium is in the blackstrap. The raisins are high in iron. Prunes are high in iron. Black cherry concentrate, very high. But this little fruit right here is the highest of all, the apricot. Dried apricots, not the fresh one, the dry apricots. You take about 2 quarts of grape juice, 4 ounces of blackstrap molasses, 4 ounces of raisins, 4 ounces of dried prunes, 4 ounces of apricots,
Right?
the dried prunes, yeah, apricots, 2 ounces of wild cherry concentrate. You mix all that together and leave it sitting on your kitchen table overnight. This is very important that you remember this. Next morning, make sure you put it in the refrigerator. If you do not put it in the refrigerator, I just taught you how to make wine. Okay? And I don't want to do that. Because it will ferment and turn the wine. Okay? So you put it in the refrigerator and you drink about 2 ounces of that 3 times a day. By the time you consume that whole volume, your blood count should start going up considerably. So that's an iron drink for people that, especially women that are high, have a low iron count. Yes, ma'am.
What about red kale?
Kale and greens, all your greens and red kales are very high also. And chlorophyll, not so much high in iron, but it's high in chlorophyll, which is...
I just read an article where red kale is better than roast beef.
Oh, I know it is. And I absolutely agree with that article. And it's extremely healthy. Kale, collard greens, turnip greens, broccoli, all those cruciferous vegetables are extremely good for people that have cancer or any type of nutritional deficiency. You definitely should do it. The chlorophyll in the kale is almost identical to the human blood in composition. Almost totally the same. When you drink the kale juice, you're actually giving yourself a blood transfusion. That's what makes it so good. So I absolutely agree with you on that. Okay, now, yes, ma'am.
You talked about the gate of bean yesterday. So where do you obtain this bean?
The fava bean?
Yeah.
I don't know where do you know where you get them from, Don?
Around here, I couldn't find it. I had to order it from a seed catalog, and I'm growing some in my garden.
Okay,
I
well,
only have 1 row.
you'd have to go online, I guess, and get them here.
Do they have them at Cashwise in the,
Cash-wise, okay.
no, in the
cash-wise.
produce department? There's a,
Quick question on your iron drink.
Mhm.
Do you blend it all up, or you just leave the raisins?
You know, you want to cut up your, well, your raisins and your prunes. You don't have to cut them up, you don't have to blend them, it will absorb it right out, but some people do blend them up. It's up to you. Okay, now, what I'm going to make now is a pain salve. This is a salve for people that have some type of pain in their body, and they would like to be able to stop the pain. And in almost any type of pain that you experiencing, this will work good with. So I'm going to go ahead and mix it. And I'm going to take about, and I'm doubling these teaspoons, I'm going to take about 6 or 7 teaspoons of cayenne pepper. And then I'm going to take some clove oil. And I will take about a teaspoon of clove oil. This is for any type of pain, bone pain, muscle spasms, also eucalyptus, about a teaspoon of eucalyptus.
Would that be good for growing pains then?
Pardon?
Growing pains?
You talking about a young child
Yeah.
growing pains? No, I don't think it would work with that. I think you need to give them some calcium. With the growing pain, I would give them some calcium. Some liquid calcium probably do better for that. Especially a lot of boys have a problem with that. But they're developing muscle mass. And, but they probably just need a little extra calcium. Also, a teaspoon of peppermint extract. Now, what I like to do in this mixture is to put about a ½ ounce of DMSO in it, but I don't have that, but it still will work without it. But the DMSO just makes it stronger. But this will work even without the DMSO.
Does it work on chronic pain?
Any type of pain, yeah, this is what we use at the clinic for people that have real bad pain.
Did you say what was the white stuff in the jar?
Oh yeah, that's coconut fat or coconut oil. It's just, yeah, thank you for reminding me that.
So how much coconut oil?
What I'm mixing up now, probably about 3 ounces of coconut oil. And you mix that real good. Now, it's kind of stiff. Normally I would have heated the coconut oil up so I can get it evenly mixed. And that's pretty much what you want, except for the little clumps of coconut fat. And we work with a lot of cancer pain, and we give them this salve to help reduce the pain. And so what we'll do is we just take that and smear that on a piece of cloth. And like I said, this one here has that coconut fat was not melted, so it's kind of lumpy. And we just take this and lay this directly over the pain. Now, not an open wound, but just over the pain, the spasms, the cramps, or whatever it is, and wrap this similar to the way we wrap that.
How long do you keep that on?
At least 3 hours, you know. This is going to be really hot. This is a heat treatment. And it's going to stay hot all night long. So, you know, some people, they have their knees freeze up on them, you know, they get cold, and when they're stiff, and when they get up, you know, it's real painful. By rubbing this on the knees will not stiff up.
Does it harm your skin?
No, will not harm it at all. Will not blister it, will not even blister a child, but it will stay hot all night long. It's like you got a heating pad on you all night. Fantastic on the back. If you got lower back pain, just take this, lay that on your back, pat it real good so you won't mess your bed up, and it's gonna keep your back hot all night, just like you got a heating pad. Some people, when they're on a job, they can't have electric heating pad. I tell them, just take this, put a patch, make a nice patch, put it over the pain, and they can have it on all day long, and it keeps them from stiffening up. But it's a fantastic treatment for anybody that have pain that get worse, especially when the body's stiffening up.
I can attest that that really works. And isn't it true that you can put cayenne in your shoes if you have cold feet?
You can. A lot of people do that. That's absolutely the truth. This is charcoal. Yes, ma'am.
For people who have polymyalgia, will that work?
It will. I would say rub it over the area. Just put a thin glaze of it over the areas where you're experiencing the pain, and it will help them a lot with that. This is flaxseed. And what I like to do is to take about 5 tablespoons of flaxseed and about a half a cup of activated charcoal. I like to boil my flaxseed in probably about a pint of water. Make my flaxseed tea. Then I like to slowly add my cup of charcoal to the flaxseed tea until I get a very thick black poultice. When you do that, you apply that over an area that you're treating. If there's muscle pains or spasms or cramps, fantastic for that. And so it's the charcoal flaxseed poultice. Also, I work with a lot of men that have a lump in the testicles, a growth in the testicles. This is what I use to reduce the lump in the testicles. What I do is I put it in a sock, a cotton sock, and I tie the sock off, and I flatten it out, and I lay it under the testicles, and I wrap it, and I leave it there, and it pulls all the inflammation out of the testicles. It can work with women with sore breasts, mastitis. It works the same way. Also with activated charcoal, if you have a digestional problem, you can take anywhere from a teaspoon to a tablespoon of activated charcoal, put it in some water and drink it. It's very good for digestional problems. Yes.
Last summer I got bitten by a dog, and I was in Alabama when I got bitten, and I had to travel home, and I wasn't able to change the charcoal poultice on it, and when I got home I had a red streak going up my arm. And so I did hot and cold contrast, and I had charcoal in one of the basins, and within 8 hours the red streak was gone, and I healed up without any problem, and the puncture wounds were to the bone.
Is that found in health food stores?
I think
I have some available.
she has quite a bit. You might want to check with her with it. Yes, ma'am.
I got stung by a bee last summer and it hurt. Well, I thought, let's get some charcoal on here. And I made a paste and put it on there, and I had it on there for about an hour, and I looked to see how it was doing. And the stinger came out.
Oh boy, look at that. Yeah, it has a strong reputation for a good remedy. Yes, ma'am.
If you're allergic to these things, can you put something on there that's going to?
Well, if you're allergic to it, you really need to drink some charcoal. You need to drink it because it gets into your bloodstream. And I would take about a tablespoon of charcoal and about 8 ounces of water and drink it. That's what I
Just
would
put
do.
it together. And when you made that with the flaxseed, did you grind that flaxseed?
No, I didn't grind it. You don't have to. You can just boil the flaxseed. They'll dissolve and release the gel out of it. Okay, but there's a lot of things you can do with this charcoal. It's a wonderful treatment. It should be in every home because if you get poison, you get upset stomach, you get food poisoning, this is the remedy you want to choose.
That's one of the fastest way to get rid of a stomach ache.
It sure is. Yes.
Did you say something about digestive problems?
Yeah, if you got severe indigestion or digestion problem, take a little charcoal and water. If your baby have colic, and you can't give them pure charcoal, what you do is you take a teaspoon of charcoal, put it in some water, and wait and let the sediments settle down at the bottom. You pour the water off the charcoal and let them drink that water. And that will clear up their colic. Yes.
I just did that same exact thing with my grandson. He had C. diff, and he had like 3-4 stools a day, really bad diarrhea. And so I checked to see if charcoal would work for it, and they said take it out, stir it in the water, and then let it settle down, and then give that to him in his sippy cup or whatever. And I just added juice to it. And the next day he has had no stools at all.
Yeah,
Cleared it just right up.
Yeah, especially we do, a lot of people have a lot of diarrhea. We give them a little charcoal to kind of stop the diarrhea. It will do that. Okay, we're just about finished. It's almost 4 o'clock, I believe it is. I still have a couple more things to go. This is clay. And I wish I could have gotten a chance to do this because this is a women, they love this treatment here. I do a lot of facial treatments. I do a whole series on cosmetic. I make all my natural cosmetics and I show them how to do a Hollywood facial. And it is really nice. It will make your skin feel like a baby's skin. And so you don't have to paint those cheeks red. They bring the blood right back in it. And they take out the little fine wrinkles that you got. It'll take it right out. It's a fan.
How about this spot?
The what? Yeah, it will take the spots out. Now I'm going to have to tell you how to do it because I don't have much time. What I want you to do is, this is excellent clay right here. Same type I use.
Where do we get the?
I don't know where they bought this at. I use green clay. I can use this red mound clay. Either one. I like green clay better. What you want to do is to take this clay, take about, I would say 4 ounces of this clay. Add about 2 ounces of, well, about 4 ounces, take 1 ounce of vinegar. You can take the white vinegar. White vinegar, yeah. Mix it into the clay. And then you want to take a tablespoon of olive oil, mix it in the clay with the vinegar. Then add just enough water to make a thick creamy paste out of it. Enough water just to make a cream paste out of it. Then you want to smear that all over your face till you cover your whole face with it. And then when you finish with doing that, you take this hair dryer and you blow it dry. And I mean, it's fantastic. I should have done it first so y'all could see it. When you blow it dry, you're going to feel your skin tightening up. And it feels very uncomfortable. And it tightens up, your loose jaws start tightening up, and you can actually feel it pulling. When you finish, you wash it off with cold water. Don't wash it off with hot water. Do not wash it off with soap. Wash it off with cold water. Then take you some good olive oil, warm it up a little bit, and just rub that into the skin as a vapor barrier. If you don't use olive oil, use blackstrap molasses. If you have acne or some type of skin rash, use blackstrap molasses. Warm the blackstrap up, rub it into the skin until it absorbs into the skin. It will put iron and potassium and calcium back into the skin. And then leave that on at night. In the morning, wash it off with cold water, then put the warm olive oil on it. Don't put nothing on your skin but the warm olive oil. Stop washing your face with this hard soap. Most people's skin, you check them, on this side is alkaline, on this side is acid, and up here is somewhere between. And soap is based on pH. And if you don't have a right pH soap, it can throw your pH of your skin off. And then you end up with blotches and all kind of discolorations. That's where it comes from, because you're using all this commercial hard soap. If you really don't know what soap to use, make some soap. Go get you some big, mushy, you know how to make oatmeal? The bad way, real mushy oatmeal. You know, cook your big pot of mushy oatmeal and put it in a cotton bag. Tie it off and just sponge it up and down, up and down. And use that, take it out of the water and wash your face with that. That's oatmeal soap. That's all you need. And then wash your face off. You do clay the same way. You can take this clay right here, put it in a cotton bag, and stick it in a pot of hot water and kind of churn it up and down. And take it out, wring it out, and wash your face with it. And that's all you need. Now, most people think you need soap to wash your face. All soap do is remove the fat. That's all soap do. That's why you put detergent in your laundry. You put it in there because it emulsifies the fat. If you don't put soap in your clothes, it wouldn't even remove the stain out. So when you put a lot of soap on your skin, it pulls the fat out of your skin, leaving your skin blotchy and dry. So that's why most people destroy their skin by doing that.
Is that also in your book?
It is. It's, all the toiletries, how I make the toiletries, there in my book. At my school, we teach you how to make your detergent, how to make your soap, how you make your toothpaste, your deodorant. All students have to learn how to make all the toiletries. Because what we're doing, we're teaching them to make it, because this is how they may have to make a livelihood one day. And so they may not all go into medical missionary work. They may do some other aspect of it. Yes.
I couldn't understand when you said after you put the paste on your face, do you leave it on overnight?
You talking about the clay?
Yes.
No. What you want to do is, after you put it on, then dry with the hair dryer.
And then wash it off.
And it's going to dry up and get real hard. Wash it off with cold water.
Okay.
Then, now you can either put a warm olive oil or blackstrap molasses on it. If you put blackstrap molasses, on it, you can leave that on overnight. But the next morning, wash it off with cold water. And then before you go outside, put the warm olive oil back on it. And you make your skin look like a Polynesian skin. That's why they do it. They use a lot of coconut oil on their skin. Yes.
Yeah, I was going to ask, can you use coconut oil instead of olive oil?
You can use coconut oil. That's what they use, a lot of coconut oil, palm oil and coconut oil.
So is that clay, is that something you can find locally, or is that something you have to special order?
Well, I'm not familiar with your availability here, but evidently they found it because
That's at Terry's Health.
it's at Terrace Health Food
Yes,
Store.
Terry's Health Food, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
But if you learn to go online and shop, you can save a lot of money. You could buy 2 or 3 pounds of this, probably what you paid for this.
Also, for people who don't know, locally here to Bismarck, there's something called Azure Standard, and you can Google that, Azure Standard, and you can order bulk grains and stuff like this much cheaper.
What was it, AS?
AZURE, Azure Standard.
Azure what?
Azure Standard.
The only thing I haven't done is a sinus treatment. I don't think we're going to do that because it'll be a little too messy. But this is why we brought this, to show you how to unblock a sinus, so I'm not going to do that. So we're going to possibly stop. I think I went through everything I see on the table. Is there any other questions before we stop? Yes.
Going back to the pineapple, to pull out the lymph gland and the tumors, small tumors?
Yes. This was little seeds, small little lumps, yeah.
You said it burns a hole. Actually, does it open up the skin and it come out?
Yeah.
Really?
It will. It's gonna burn a hole right there on top of the tumor.
And then what's going to happen? You just,
Your body will push it out like it pushes a splint out of the skin.
even if it's pretty deep?
But it's not gonna pull it out if it's real deep. It won't work if it's real deep. You have to use some other methods if it's real deep, like some type of herbal salve to go down deep and get it out.
Would this work for substaceous cysts?
Yeah, it will. Mhm.
So once it's out, then what do you do with this skin?
Well, it's going to leave a scar. It's going to leave a scar. But at this point, it's a judgment matter. If you think it's a cancerous lump, you can live with the scar. Yes, ma'am, in the back.
I was going back to the charcoal. Instead of using a tablespoon of powder, could you take, like, how many capsules could you take instead?
Yeah, you can take the capsules. You can, you want to take anywhere from 3 capsules, depending on the double O, single alt capsules. You can take capsules instead of chocolate. Yes, ma'am.
Back to the eyes, for macular degeneration, would that also, would the,
I would do the glycerin eye drop. I would do the clay poultice. And I think we used up the onion. I would do the clay poultice, the glycerin eye drop, and the clay poultice. For macular degeneration, that's what I would do on that. Also, I looked for the onion. I was doing onion poultice on it too.
is that in your book?
It is.
Okay.
Mhm. It's in the back of the Adam book.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. Yes.
Do you have a quick treatment for headaches in general?
You know, yes. Now, what it is, headaches, it depends on, is it seasonal, is it monthly, is it triggered by some chemicals, you know? That would help me to be able to respond. Now, if most women, some women have what they call monthly headaches, where right before their cycle or right after their cycle they have severe headaches. Well, that's easy to fix that. We know what caused that. But if it's seasonal headaches, it may be allergies, then it could be, you know, from constipation or something like that. But if it is monthly, then it's a woman's calcium and iron level drops right after a monthly cycle. And that can give us severe migraine headaches. And so what we do is we put them on blackstrap molasses. And yeah, this product right here. We let them take a tablespoon of the blackstrap molasses twice a day. That would help with the iron count. And then we also let them take 1,000 milligrams of calcium twice a day. And that will, and magnesium, 400 milligrams of magnesium twice a day. And also let them take 1 tablespoon of lecithin, 1 tablespoon of lecithin twice a day. And then this product right here, and is the bowel cleanser. A lot of migraines coming from people are not regular. If they're not having 2 or 3 bowel movements a day, migraine could be triggered from irregularity. This is a bowel cleanser. I believe you made this thing. And you can get with Sis here. She can maybe supply this with you. But with the bowel cleanser, any type of high fiber bulk made out of psyllium and some herbs, that will help you be able to eliminate at 2 or 3 times a day. That's going to help tremendous. And I believe that will solve most of the problem if it's, you know, associated with hormone. But now if it's seasonal, then you're looking at allergies, pollen, you're looking at, could be stimulated by chemicals. Sometimes people can develop, they smell bleach or perfume or something and it can trigger it. That would be chemical or seasonal induced. Yes.
Have you ever dealt with ocular migraines? What causes that?
I have now. Most of the time, it's if they get into bright lights or something like that, it really can traumatize them. Headlights, and we believe that it's a vitamin A, a beta carotene deficiency that caused that. And so we give them large doses of beta carotene, up to about 50,000 IUs of beta carotene 2 to 3 times a day, and let them drink a little extra carrot juice. And maybe take a little vitamin C, take a little extra vitamin C to serve as an antioxidant. And then I would probably go ahead and put that lemon drop in the eyes once or twice a day to strengthen the eyes. Okay, do you know if they have any problem with bright lights?
No, even during the night I think I get it, and then I wake up in the night with a headache. Or like I work here and it just comes on out of the blue.
But now,
and then when it goes away, when I can see straight again, then I get the headache. Because
Yeah.
first my eyes, you get those bright lights.
Yeah, oh yeah, but now it's possible you could have developed it in the daytime, when you was exposed to your eyes to light, and then you had a reflex reaction later. Most people who have that condition, they make them wear shades, prescription shades in the daytime, so that it will not overstrain the optical nerve. And I believe that if they look at taking the burden off the optical nerve, you'll have less problem with that. Because that's basically where it's coming from. It's the optical nerve is being challenged. Even though you know, some people have it, they look at that bright light, and soon after that, they're gonna get a headache. In your case, that's not happening. I think if you're exposed to bright lights, blinking lights, and then later on, it could have a reflex reaction on you. I'm not sure, but that's what I would think it would be. I would talk with your eye specialist about, you know, would it make sense to have some prescription shades that would help regulate the light from penetrating into your eyes? Yes.
You mentioned the word reflex, and it brought a question. What do you think of reflexology?
Well, I'm not a reflexology or iridologist. I'm an old-fashioned country medical missionary. So I don't really condemn it because it's not my technique. And I read that there are many ways, but it's only one way God ordained. I'm trying to do God's way. Amen. Now, there are a lot of these New Age approaches. It just don't attract me because I like the old-fashioned remedies that we've forgotten about. And so, but reflexology, zone therapy, phonology, magnetic healing, I don't really get into that. Okay. No other questions? We'll be right on time. It's 4 o'clock, so we'll turn it back over to the